strike. Pointing at Reggie, he probably declares he can summon an elite hit squad too. He unleashes the massive warriors, and they hit the boss like a freight train, dropping massive 5-digit damage numbers with every swing. Reggie throws a purple tantrum, declaring himself the true Skeleton King and instantly triggering his own berserk state. Just like the Goblin version, he trades half his defenses for attack speed. Our boy laughs at the tactical blunder, roasting the boss for lowering his own armor while getting jumped by an entire army. Once Reggie's health drops to 5%, our boy orders his archers to focus their fire, and the boss officially crumbles into a pile of expensive digital dust. The system absolutely explodes. Our boy absorbs a mountain of experience, rocketing to level 8. The server crowns him the first to solo a dark gold boss, burying him under 40 basic soul stones and 60 gold coins. He is ecstatic, noting the stones easily refund the 13 years of lifespan he burns with plenty of extra breathing room to spare. Then the dungeon clear announcements start rapid firing. He bags the standard clear, followed immediately by the hell mode clear. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon, the Grand Ambition guild leader is aggressively networking. He spots the rich girl's heavily geared party and arrogantly challenges her to a bet over the first dungeon clear, promising his talent and her money are a match made in heaven. She counters that if her team wins, he owes her 3 massive favors. He smugly agrees, but before anyone can step toward the portal, the server blasts our boy's first clear announcement. The guild leader's smug smile evaporates, realizing our boy just turned him into a total clown. Refusing to take the massive L, he pivots, declaring they will just steal the hard mode clear instead. The system immediately interrupts him, announcing our boy's hell mode clear, then his dark gold boss kill, and finally drops the absolute nuke, a regional blue tier announcement for soloing a catastrophe-level dungeon. Mentally shattered, the guild leader packs up his guild and leaves in pure frustration. The rich girl's party decides there is absolutely no rush since our boy just swept the entire board. In another village, a random player currently getting thrashed by the regular Goblin King screams in pure frustration, wondering what kind of broken talent our boy is hiding. Over in Village 9526, our boy's toxic ex-fiancé and the backstabbing blonde guy are reading the same announcements. The blonde scumbag panics, recognizing our boy's old gaming handle, and swears he personally pulled the oxygen plug. He desperately tries to convince himself it is a coincidence, but his toxic brain immediately plots that if it is their victim, the ex-fiancée should just use her feminine charms to seduce him all over again. The ex smirks, fully confident her manipulative charm will work on anyone. Back in the dungeon, our boy checks his catastrophe rewards, an S-rank skill book, and his first piece of epic gear. The skill, Death Drain and Feedback, lets him suck death energy from corpses like a morbid juice box to restore health and mana, or buff his summons. Realizing he just solved his mana problems forever, he promotes the skill to SS rank for free and immediately drains Reggie's corpse. Since the boss was already an undead battery, he hits his maximum energy capacity instantly. Finally, he checks his epic chest piece, the Whispers of the Dead Rope. It promises to automatically scale with his level, but it is currently unappraised. Knowing the digital taxes to appraise an epic item will completely bankrupt him, he stashes it in his inventory for later. Our boy's eyes widen as Reggie practically empties his entire royal treasury upon death. He hits the absolute jackpot, scooping up a fortune in coins, gems, and a massive pile of gold and dark gold equipment. The boss even drops his entire skill tree, coughing up C-rank summoning books, B-rank attack skills, rare materials, and an epic quest item called the Harness Crystal Orb. The system offers him a sweet deal to fuse his new C-rank summoning books. He accepts, combining them into a single summon advanced skeleton skill. Skipping the wildly expensive gold and lifespan upgrade options, he uses his free promotion talent to smoothly bump it to Burek. He can now summon a mixed squad of 3 warriors, archers, and mages per cast, though the massive 1000-point mana cost makes him wince. Next up is the Harness Crystal Orb. The system warns him that this epic quest is extremely difficult, but allows the orb to act as off-hand equipment. Naturally, he hits it with his promotion talent. The system casually informs him he just upgraded the quest into a legendary nightmare called Dylan's Lament. The orb demands he reach level 30 within a month, or it will literally fly away to find a better owner. But the temporary stats are absolutely staggering. It grants a massive chunk of spell power, health, and a ridiculous 2,000 extra mana points, completely neutralizing his new heavy casting costs. Grinning from ear to ear, he heads outside the dungeon to meet the rich girl. Assuming he is ready betrayed, she eagerly greets him. Our boy casually summons a wall of monstrous, heavily armored skeletons, terrifying the nearby adventurers into backing off and giving them some privacy. The rich girl's party is completely intimidated, convinced his talent must be SSS rank. He asks if her wallet is thick enough to handle his inventory, and starts dumping the mountain of gear and skill books on the ground. The party nearly passes out from the sheer quality of the dark gold drops. The rich girl admits defeat, Confessing her poverty logic does not fly with this much high interlude, and she doesn't have enough liquid gold to buy it all right now. Our boy waves it off, offering to hand over the gear by a binding system contract so she can pay the rest tomorrow. She loves his straightforward business style. Our boy tells her everything is negotiable except for one item, a resurrection skill book with a massive 500 gold price tag. The party's priest practically vibrates with excitement, and the rich girl immediately accepts the deal. Remembering she scored 2 soul stones from her bronze boss skill, our boy throws in one final offer. He promises to carry her party through the Nightmare and Hell mode dungeons in exchange for all the soul stones she currently owns and any that drop along the way. Without a second of hesitation, she happily agrees. Later, our boy is happily lounging on the grass in a higher level zone, watching his skeleton army brutally massacre level 10 bison and prairie wolves. He chuckles, declaring that his leveling experience is incredibly smooth. He hits level 9, scooping up fresh stats, but complains about his current chore. He hiked all the way out here looking for an appraiser to unlock his epic chest piece, annoyed that the NPC apparently abandoned his shop just to paint landscapes in the middle of a monster zone. Suddenly, a system notification makes his heart drop. One of his massive skeleton warriors was just instantly slain. His Cataclysm trait immediately revives the warrior in his summon space, but puts the skill on a brutal 60-minute cooldown. Our boy completely panics. His skeleton warriors boast nearly 150,000 hit points, yet something just effortlessly one-shot it. Our boy frantically scans the area to see what just violently deleted his massive skeleton warrior. A voice suddenly chimes in from behind, praising his pile of bones. Our boy spins around, locking eyes with the novice village appraiser and painter, Wan Jin. Seeing the NPC's health bar is entirely made of terrifying question marks, he realizes the old man's speed is absolutely monstrous. The appraiser heavily sighs, complaining that our boy's undead army completely ruined his sketching vibe and demands compensation. Our boy offers a bag of coins. The appraiser scoffs, asking if he looks like he needs money, but still quickly snatches the bag. To make it official, he forces our boy to buy his ugly landscape painting for a ridiculous 100 gold coins. Our boy stares at the absolute mess of a canvas, internally judging that a toddler could have painted it better. He is about to complain, but the appraiser violently flexes his high-level aura. Sweating profusely, our boy immediately changes his tune, loudly praising the master's creative genius. The shameless flattery works perfectly. The appraiser's mood brightens, and he generously offers to appraise our boy's gear for free. Mentally calculating the massive savings, our boy eagerly dumps his dark gold loot. The appraiser chants his incantation, revealing the glorious stats: shadow boots that slash incoming damage, towering bone heavy armor that reflects melee attacks, a massive bone greatsword with splash damage, and a necklace of the undead that lets his summons passively curse targets. The appraiser casually mentions this was a massive bargain and turns to leave, but our boy calls him back, pulling out the epic whispers of the dead rope. The old man's jaw drops, and he officially backs out, admitting his part-time tutorial village skills are simply too low to handle epic gear. Instead, he offers to teach our boy the appraisal skill directly, but the tuition fee must be paid in ancient gold coins, a collector's item with no standard value. The system drops a hidden quest demanding 500 ancient gold coins. The appraiser turns to leave, but our boy stops him again. Remembering his promotion talent works on standard currency, he pulls out a massive pile of regular gold coins, aggressively promotes them, and shoves the freshly minted ancient gold coins into the appraiser's hands. The old man laughs hysterically at the impossible fortune, handing over the basic appraisal skill book and promising an even bigger surprise if our boy can scrounge up 10,000 more. Knowing the basic skill is useless, our boy immediately promotes the book, learning intermediate appraisal. The upgraded skill gives him a frustrating 10% success rate on epic gear. He casts the skill on his robe, but it immediately fails. Cursing his luck, he stubbornly spams the skill, draining his mana pool until he is completely exhausted. Suddenly, a system notification alerts him to a wild treasure chest spawning nearby. He heads over and finds it guarded by a massive pack of prairie wolves. He casually summons a few skeletons to clear the area. The pack leader howls, summoning 2 elite wolves and a swarm of reinforcements. Our boy just laughs at their attempt to outnumber him. He snaps his fingers and unloads his entire advanced skeleton army, absolutely flattening the wolf pack before his casting animations even finish. He strolls over the corpses, noting he just effortlessly butchered a silver rank prairie wolf king. He scoops up the loot, and the massive experience boost officially pushes him to level 10. The system hits him with another massive announcement, crowning him the first player in the entire Blue Star region to reach level 10 and awarding him the Far Ahead title. With the wolves dead, he turns his attention to the shiny treasure chest. Wondering if his ridiculous talent works on literally everything, he points his finger at the box and triggers his promotion skill. The system immediately pings with
Our
success.
boy
Points his finger at the newly discovered wild treasure chest and triggers his promotion skill. The system pings with success, confirming the wild chest is now gold rank. He pops the lid and scoops up a gold rank staff and a gold rank treasure map. The system drops a tutorial pop-up, explaining that the map's coordinates are way outside the novice village. Since he just hit the level 10 cap, he needs to find the village chief and teleport out immediately, or his experience bar will be permanently frozen. Deciding to min-max his loot before leaving, he promotes the map to dark gold. The new coordinates update to the wilderness outside Jingli City. Our boy groans at the massive commute, realizing Jingli City is practically in another time zone, meaning this treasure hunt is going straight to the backlog. Meanwhile, the Grand Ambition Guild leader struts out of the mist forest, his chest puffed out with unearned pride. The system announces his guild secured the first clear for hard mode. He smugly orders his exhausted lackeys to prepare for nightmare mode, but the universe immediately hands him another massive L. The system interrupts his speech to announce the rich girl's party just snatched the first clear for nightmare mode. The guild leader practically bursts a blood vessel. His lackey desperately tries to cope by claiming she just got lucky, but the leader knows the truth. He realizes our boy sold that mountain of gear to the rich girl specifically to ruin his day, and mentally vows petty revenge. Over at the rich girl's camp, she tells her heavily geared squad to take a breather before they tackle Helm mode. But the server isn't done dropping nukes. A blue-tier regional announcement blasts across the sky, crowning our boy the first player in the entire Blue Star region to hit level 10. Because he hit the cap, the village leaderboard unlocks early. The server collectively stares at the rankings, seeing our boy sitting comfortably at the top while the rest of the tryhards, including the rich girl and the furious guild leader, are still stuck around level 5. Staring at the massive level gap, the guild leader completely loses his mind and starts screaming for the village chief to let him leave. The rich girl's party is equally flabbergasted. Her mage points out that our boy's leveling speed is absolutely illegal, while her teammates note he jumped 2 full levels in the time it took them to blink. The rich girl decides it is time to solidify their business relationship. She tracks him down and happily hands over 10 basic soul stones from their nightmare clear. Our boy verifies the system trade contract is officially fulfilled. She flirts a little, promising to always offer the best prices, and he casually tells her to hit him up once she finally escapes the tutorial zone. She walks away, practically patting herself on the back for successfully networking with the literal god. Our boy finally locates the village chief's house. The elderly NPC is genuinely shocked that a player hit the level 10 cap so ridiculously fast. The chief points to a glowing teleportation circle on the floor, explaining that the novice village officially filters into EC City. It is one of the Shinhwa Empire's 10 Tier 1 main cities and an absolute economic powerhouse. Our boy steps onto the glowing circle, politely thanking the chief. The old man just sighs dramatically, muttering ominous foreshadowing about the chaotic era and wondering how many will survive the coming bloodbath. Back in Village 9526, the Toxic X's are still obsessing over the leaderboard. The backstabbing blonde snake stares at the name by, paranoid that the vegetable he murdered is somehow thriving. The cheating ex-fiancée just smirks, tossing her hair and declaring that it doesn't matter who it is. She is completely delusional, insisting that with her feminine charm, she can easily trap him and steal his power all over again. The blonde snake laughs, totally agreeing with her toxic master plan. Our boy touches down in EC City, immediately complaining that the game didn't even give him a welcome gift for leaving the tutorial. But his mood instantly skyrockets when he notices his exclusive Death Codex has finally hit level 10. The Grimoire blesses him with a massive 300 spell power, 100 bonus points to all stats, and doubles all damage against undead. But the real prize is the new Soul Drain effect. Any monster he kills will now take twice as long to respawn, and any player he murders will suffer double the standard death penalties, including losing double their lifespan. The Grimoire also unlocks his hidden class's exclusive skill. The system beams the knowledge directly into his brain, hitting him with a massive headache and the terrifying sensation of being on the absolute brink of death. He officially learns Death Gaze, an SSS-level active skill that is completely broken. Just by looking at a target, he inflicts massive true damage per second, permanent fear, and instantly strips 20% of their stats if their life level is lower than his. Even worse, if he kills a player with it, they revive in absolute agony with their stats gutted by 40% for 12 hours. Realizing his Cataclysm trait doubles the damage and range, our boy cackles, declaring that whoever he looks at is basically guaranteed to die. His villainous monologue is abruptly interrupted. A mysterious man approaches, casually commenting that he never expected a new arrival to awaken such a terrifying power. The stranger calls our boy incredibly lucky, but also extremely unlucky. Highly suspicious, our boy demands to know who is sneaking up on him. He scans the man and immediately breaks out in a cold sweat. It is Situ Jin, the lord of EC City and an elder of the Shenlong Hall, and his level is completely hidden behind a wall of terrifying question marks. Our boy politely greets Lord Sithu. The Lord immediately spots the swirling blue aura of death energy around our boy, effortlessly seeing right through his disguise. He notes that the Dominator profession is an anomaly that shouldn't even exist in the Divine Forbidden Land. Dropping a cryptic warning, Lord Sithu explains that our boy's path will be significantly harder than other Dominators, practically functioning as a curse. Framing the encounter as a trial, he promises to share some insider lore about the Death Dominator class if our boy can survive a little test. A system window suddenly pops up, handing our boy the Forgotten One's medal and officially locking him into an epic quest called Sithu Jin's Trial. The objective is to clear the Land of Forgetting and hit 100% exploration with 0 penalties for failure. Our boy is thrilled to bag a free epic quest, but his excitement flatlines when a ruthless 5-minute teleportation countdown starts ticking. Panicking that he didn't even get a single second to socket his new gems or prepare, he frantically shouts into the void, demanding someone point him toward the teleport array. The system ignores his panic and abruptly drops him straight into the Land of Forgetting, starting a 72-hour timer. Feeling incredibly unsafe in the spooky new zone, our boy immediately summons his bony boys for emotional and physical support. He checks out his newly upgraded skeleton majors, noting their massive stats and shiny new fireball skill, happily flexing that his army's firepower just spiked exponentially. The celebration is cut short by a massive commotion. A colossal horde of level 20 skeleton mobs swarms the area. Unfazed by the numbers, our boy orders a full army charge. His beefed-up skeletons effortlessly crush the weak mobs, but our boy immediately complains about the terrible exchange rate, noting these level 20 mobs give even less experience than a level 10 bison. Thankfully, there are plenty of them to farm. Deciding to test his shiny new toys, he unleashes Death Gaze. The broken skill instantly evaporates a massive chunk of the horde. He kicks a leftover bone, highly satisfied with the one-hit obliteration. Figuring he should top off his mana, he tries to harvest souls from the massive pile of bones, but his spell barely pulls a microscopic fraction of a single soul. Completely confused by the stingy drop rate, he is interrupted by a ghostly figure named Roth. The system tags Roth as a special elite spirit who is entirely immune to physical damage, and the encounter bumps the zone's exploration up to 10%. Roth explains that the souls here yield nothing because everyone in the Land of Forgetting was cursed in life, binding their souls to the dirt forever. Our boy asks how to break the curse. Roth points a ghostly finger at a glowing, aggressively terrifying green coffin. Our boy stares at the spooky box, noting that even his mindless skeleton minions look a little rattled by it. The system identifies it as the Soul Lock Coffin, boasting million-point shield. Destroying it grants exploration points, but comes with a massive warning that it will release a terrifying existence. Road frantically urges him to smash it. Deciding to see just how terrifying this existence actually is, our boy orders his skeletons to break out the heavy machinery. They hack the coffin to pieces, triggering a massive fire blast as the boss officially wakes up. It is Nail, a level 20 Dark Gold boss, currently stuck as a half-frost lich because his undead transformation was rudely interrupted. Roth immediately cowers behind our boy. Furious that his extreme makeover was ruined, Nail glares at our boy, declaring he will absorb his dense death energy to finish the transformation. Our boy just scoffs at the sheer audacity, asking who gave the half-baked lich that kind of confidence, and orders his skeleton squad to attack. Nail is absolutely flabbergasted by the sheer volume of high-tier skeletons swarming him. Throwing up a shield to block the relentless beating, he demands to know who our boy is to command such a powerful undead legion. Refusing to be outsummoned, the boss calls forth his own gold-level abominations. Our boy immediately gags, aggressively complaining about the abomination smelling like a dumpster fire, and decides he wants this fight over immediately. He locks eyes with Nail and unleashes Death Gaze. The system triggers the skill's absolute worst penalty. Because our boy's life level is fundamentally higher than the boss's, Nail's stats are instantly and permanently gutted by 40%. Our boy smirks, realizing his Death Dominator class gave him a massive hidden life level buff. Stripped of his power, the boss dramatically falls to his knees in pure disbelief. Our boy orders his squad to wipe the stinking pest out. Nail screams that he cannot be forgotten, but the skeletons quickly turn him into a very quiet and very dead memory. The system drops the post-battle loot summary, and it is a massive payday. Killing the Dark Gold boss showers our boy with bonus experience, instantly rocketing him to level 12 and tossing him fresh stat points. He is highly satisfied with the rapid growth but slightly underwhelmed by the boss's actual loot. He picks up a Dark Gold item called a Curse Crown Fragment, reading the fine print that warns he needs to collect 7 of these to form a crown that will constantly erode the wearer with lethal death energy. Despite the massive red flags, his gamer brain figures that combining 7 Dark Gold pieces will definitely forge an epic great item, so he happily pockets the cursed trash. Road, the ghostly guide, floats over and practically vibrates with excitement that our boy actually freed Nail. He eagerly points toward the next target, urging him to keep the murder train rolling. Our boy immediately pumps the brakes, refusing to fight another high-level boss if it is going to be a sweaty struggle. Sensing his hesitation, the ghost immediately resorts to bribery, pulling out a C-rank corpse explosion skillbook. Our boy is mildly offended the ghost was holding out on him, but accepts the shiny bribe anyway, never settling for basic. He hits the skillbook with his promotion talent, effortlessly upgrading it to a B-rank advanced corpse explosion. He immediately tests his new toy on a nearby monster corpse. The two ghostly tagalongs aggressively flatter him, calling him invincible and the strongest man alive. Our boy refuses to buy into the sweet talk, but he is secretly thrilled that his new area of effect skill will make his farming speed completely skyrocket. Fast forward through 1 hour of explosive grinding. Our boy blows up the 7th boss, Walter, and scoops up the final crown fragment. The ghost suddenly panics, begging him not to craft the hateful, corrupt item unless he wants to turn into a mindless walking corpse. Our boy completely ignores the warning. The 7 fragments fuse together in his inventory, magically forming the legendary Cursed Crown and bumping the zone's exploration to 50%. The ghost screams that our boy is actively being eroded by pure death energy, but our boy just smirks. The system confirms the crown is leaking lethal energy, but his trusty Death Drain backpack passively absorbs the excess overflow without giving him a single scratch. Suddenly, the ground violently shakes. The ghosts panic, realizing the restored crown just woke up the true nightmare of the zone. The dark aura has summoned Franklin, the frost lich sleeping beneath the land of forgetting. Roth's memories come flooding back, and he remembers he used to be the mayor of Sunset Town before Franklin cursed them all. The ghostly mayor begs our boy to kill the beast, offering a unique hidden quest and blessing him with a massive 20% boost to his spirit stat. Our boy accepts the buff, promising to do his absolute best against the terrifying threat. The true boss officially clocks in. Franklin is a level 20 epic rank Frost Lich, and even though the system notes he is severely injured, he still boasts an absolutely absurd 15 million hit points. The Lich glares at our boy, immediately sensing the restored Cursed Crown, arrogantly demanding his property back. Franklin tries to magically summon the crown to his hand. Absolutely nothing happens. Our boy mocks the Lich's dramatic failure, holding the crown and pointing out that it is currently under new management. He checks the item's ridiculous stats. Because he is a Death Dominator, he completely ignores the harsh equip requirements. The legendary crown grants a mountain of defensive stats, health, mana, and a passive skill that randomly slaps curses on his targets. Better yet, it features an active curse aura that slows all enemies within 100 meters to an absolute crawl. He probably slaps the cursed jewelry onto his head and snarkily asks the Lich how it looks on him. Franklin throws a massive undead tantrum, summoning his own army of elite shadow minions to swarm our boy. Unimpressed, our boy calls out his own heavily armored skeleton squad, eager to see whose posse hits harder. He instantly flips on his curse aura, reducing the enemy shadow's speed by 30% and trapping them in digital molasses. Our boy takes a second to appreciate his own ridiculous power spike. He is now level 15, rocking 2 legendary items and the Death Codex, making his current stats double what they were when he first entered the zone. His only minor complaint is that the legendary crown cannot be artificially promoted. The Lich screams that our boy is courting death. Refusing to let the boss catch his breath, our boy immediately locks eyes with Franklin to unleash Death Gaze. Because his hidden life level is fundamentally higher than the epic bosses, the Lich is instantly slammed with a devastating pain curse, rapidly draining his massive health bar with heavy shadow damage every single second. Our boy locks eyes with the Frost Lich and unleashes Death Gaze. Because his hidden life level vastly outranks the epic boss, Franklin immediately drops to his knees, eating massive continuous shadow damage and demanding to know what kind of monster our boy actually is. Our boy casually refuses to drop his gamertag. Furious at the blatant disrespect, Franklin uses his staff to whip up a massive tornado, summoning a literal bone dragon named Cactus. The system tags the dragon as a severely injured level 20 epic boss with 20 million hit points, bumping the zone's exploration up to 90%. Our boy sweats a little, admitting Lord Situ's trial is ridiculously overtuned. The Bone Dragon unleashes a massive blue fire blast, but our boy just snaps his fingers and sends a single skeleton warrior to block it. Franklin is absolutely flabbergasted that a basic skeleton can tank a dragon's breath. What the Lich doesn't realize is that our boy just pumped his minion with a massive 640% stat boost using his Death Drain backpack. Combined with the Death Codex's passive double damage against undead, the skeleton easily slaps the dragon for over 1 million damage. Meanwhile, the Cursed Crown on our boy's head constantly leaks lethal death energy into his body, but since his backpack passively absorbs the overflow, the cursed jewelry has essentially turned into an infinite, self-recharging power bank. Desperate to turn the tide, Franklin throws a tantrum about his stolen crown and hits our boy point blank with a frozen hell blast. The Lich laughs hysterically, assuming the squishy human is instantly dead. Instead, our boy casually stands up and dusts off his shoulders, leaving Franklin completely shell-shocked by his life share passive. Finally figuring out how the health tether works, the Lich gets smart and drops a massive, rose-shaped area of effect light spell to wipe out the entire skeletal army at once. Our boy instantly recognizes the strategy. He immediately recalls all his unbuffed skeletons into his summon space, completely denying the boss any extra targets to damage. With his health pool protected, our boy orders his massively buffed skeleton warrior to ignore the overgrown lizard and make a beeline straight for the commander. Franklin desperately insists that our boy has already lost the battle. Our boy just laughs at the terrible math, dumps another massive charge of death energy into his warrior, and watches as his bony hitman literally cuts the Frost Lich in half. The system completely loses its mind. Between destroying Franklin's body and officially securing the epic boss kill, our boy absorbs tens of millions of experience points, rocketing straight to level 19 in a single breath. The server crowns him the first player in the Blue Star region to solo an epic boss, dumping massive bonus stats, skill points, and 50 intermediate soul stones into his inventory. Knowing his poverty logic applies to time as well as money, he immediately hits the stones with his promotion talent, upgrading them into advanced soul stones that grant a full year of life each. He eagerly absorbs the entire pile. Watching his expiration date jump to a comfortable 51 years, he happily declares his lifespan crisis is officially cancelled. Naturally, the regional announcement blasts across the sky. The rich girl's party sees it and is totally unfazed. The mage marvels at the epic kill, while the rich girl confidently declares they need to aggressively cling to our boy's coattails. Their tank happily sighs, joking that going a single night without a server announcement about our boy was starting to feel unnatural. Back in the tutorial zone, the toxic exes read the same sky-high billboard. The backstabbing blonde snake insists they need to speedrun the rest of the novice village so they can investigate this by guy in person. The cheating expiance just tosses her hair with peak delusion, firmly believing that whether it is their murdered vegetable of an ex or a random god-tier player, any man will eventually fall.